I didn't get any sales. Maybe you are not at the right place. So you should just figure out that you pick up the right place of exhibit. I did have some bad experiences as well. So that is what I understood, that you should always stick on to the area where your target audience are, and then do an exhibit there.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Womenpreneur Success Tales. I'm Shreya Sharan, the founder of the Womenpreneur Academy, and I have with me Anpama, who is a member of the Womenpreneur Academy. She is the winner of the Bizathon, so she's a business star. And today I'm going to be asking Anpama a lot of questions about the brand that she's launched. It's a children's clothing brand called Lollykins, and we're going to get to know a little bit about her journey as a business owner and get deep into a conversation with her, so that any of you, if you're planning to start a business, you can get some motivation from what she has to offer. So Anpama, welcome to this interview and thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi Shreya, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And I'm quite excited to share something about me as well as my brand in this session.
So let's dive in. Yes, please do tell us, where are you based, what is your brand about, and of course a little bit about yourself as well.
Sure. So I'm Anpama PM. I'm based out of Bangalore, but my roots are from Calicut in Kerala. So I've been in Bangalore from 2013. So I'm the founder of this brand, Lollykins. It's a kids clothing brand, which is a brand that I started in around 2013, quite long back. So yes, so I'm a fashion designer. So after completing my master's degree in design, I was working for some leisure wear brand in Mumbai. And I got a lot of opportunity to come across some good trade shows where I used to come across some very good startup brands, including kidswear brands, and a lot of resources. So this was the time when I was working for another brand, and I felt that I have a lot more to offer, and I'm passionate about a lot of things like dressmaking, and I feel that I wanted to offer a lot into this. So this is when a small idea erupted in me. I wanted to do something. I wanted to bring up more into the platform, and it was around the same time that I came across a program in television called Vogue Fashion Fund. Okay. So I was quite inspired about fellow designers presenting their projects to the jury, and I was very much inspired by a particular designer, Aneet Arora, for her brand Peru. So Peru is also a women's wear brand, as well as they have a children's category. So I was very inspired by her works, how she brought her handcrafted intricacies into her project, and her works using various Indian textiles and textures. So that is the full inspiration while I started this brand. And so that is where it all started. And at the same time, my parents had gifted me a sewing machine for my birthday after my marriage. And I felt that everything has been layered on top of each other, and it is high time I start something with that. So I started making very beautiful handcrafted dresses, and I just kept on making, because that was my passion. Dressmaking was something that I really loved to do, and I kept on making. And suddenly an exhibit came out around the corner, and I felt that I should take a stall and exhibit whatever I have done. I have just made around 30 dresses. So I thought I'll exhibit those 30 dresses, and I took up a stall and I started putting up my stuffs there. And I took 30 dresses and I just came back with just 5 in hand. Wow. So all the 25 dresses got sold out. So for me, that was quite an overwhelming experience. I never expected. More than selling the products, I felt I had a time to have a conversation with customers to understand and how they appreciated the fabrics that I used, the silhouettes that I've used, and the color palette. So I got a lot of appreciation, and that was actually the beginning. So I haven't thought much deep into the industry or what the margins are, what the profits are. I just followed my heart. So it was my passion that I'm just taking it forward. So that's how. And thereafter I started doing more exhibits, very small exhibits. I also had an opportunity to put up my products during a family exhibit that we have done, because my husband's family is also very much passionate about sewing and hand embroideries and handcrafted products. So we all did an exhibit, and I had an opportunity to exhibit some of my pieces there, and I got a very lovely appreciation from customers as well as the family members. So I'm quite fortunate that I'm into a very into a family who appreciates art. And so this is where I started with. And thereafter I started doing exhibits in Bangalore, for during like flea markets like Sunday Soul Sante. And I felt that that platform is really suitable for me. I did a few flea markets with them, and that also helped me scale up my business. And during the same time there was a incubator program, a fashion incubator program by Mintra. So there were around 30 designers that has been chosen across India, and I was one among them. So we had a yes, so we had a 4-day program at Mintra in Bangalore, Mintra office in Bangalore. And we had an opportunity to display our products in front of various designers like Wendell Rodrigues, Rohit Balrina Daka. So though I couldn't take my brand to the top 10, for me that opportunity was something that I really cherish, because I got a lot of review from designers. And I think one of the most memorable moment was that when our designer, I mean, he's not there with us, Wendell Rodrigues, he came to my stall and he just told me that this product is ready to go to the market. So that is one word that I still cherish a lot for me, because to get a review like that from a designer like him was something that was literally never in my dreams. So for me that was a very memorable moment. And that is how I started my business. So I kept on doing more exhibits. I used to do small shows by collaborating with boutiques. And I used to do I have done shows in Coimbatore, in Calicut, in Bangalore, obviously, because I'm staying in Bangalore more. So this is my story so far. And then I came up with Womenpreneur Academy when I felt that I think I should learn more to upgrade myself, to take my brand to a different level. So that's how I came up to Shreya.
Thank you so much, Anpama. This is fascinating. And
Yes,
I would
yes.
love for you to share any pointers for somebody who's just getting started with exhibitions. So, any advice that you would want to give to them?
I feel that you should understand. I have done exhibits among various target audiences. So it's very much necessary to understand what your target audience is and pick up that particular exhibit, or find out that exhibits where those kind of customers would come up. Than randomly just doing any exhibit, just pick and choose your exhibits and the locations, so that it is easier for you to communicate with those kind of clients. Else you would end up by thinking that, oh god, I didn't get any sales. Maybe you are not at the right place. So you should just figure out that you pick up the right place of exhibit. So that is this, because I have done a lot of exhibits. I did have some bad experiences as well. So that is what I understood, that you should always stick on to the area where your target audience are, and then do an exhibit there. So that's
this is an amazing point that you've brought up about knowing the target audience. So, and that is something that a lot of businesses don't get into when they get started. So any advice on that you would want to share? Any
so what I have done is I used to communicate with it. Yes, to understand your target audience. So I used to go around, meet a lot of boutiques, and just understand their product line and see whether their product line matches with yours, and so that you can understand that what kind of target audience come to those places, and then pick and choose your kind of audience. That's the easier way to do it, because you can't randomly go around searching out for your target audience, because it's a mix of a crowd. So even at Sunday Soul Sunday, it has a different aura of crowd that comes at Soul Sunday. So for me, it worked out well, because these are people who love art and craft, who appreciate handcrafted stuffs. Whereas I have done certain exhibits where people might not be that much aware about the handcrafted intricacies or into your product. So I felt that you should go to places where people appreciate your stuffs. So you should just go around and just do some research on the places and the boutiques, so you can understand that what kind of people come there and shop. Though you go and shop for your product, you just see around what kind of people are coming there, what are they asking to the salespeople. So it is a lot of listening to the audience. It takes time, but over time you can definitely get over it. So for me, it has worked wonders.
Were you always confident just reaching out to boutiques and shops for collaborations?
Yes, obviously, I was confident about my products, but the only lack of confidence that I had is like, how do I scale up this business? Obviously, I know that my products were good, that they were appreciated, because I started my business with exhibits. So I was always getting reviews from customers directly. So I know that if I have what is good and what did not work. So I was pretty confident about the products. The only thing was I was a little bit less confident about how to take it forward. What is the next level? So I think that is one subject that brought me to you, Shreya, because after hearing your webinar, the first webinar, I felt that I could relate to every point that you were talking about. Though when I started the business, I didn't think much about the industry. I didn't think what about my competitors. I didn't understand anything about it. For me, it was just a creative expression of my thoughts. So now I understand that I should take it beyond that level. I should understand more about what customers require, that rather than just thinking about, okay, this is good, this can be good. So I started taking feedback from the customers and implement into the product. Wow. So that is one knowledge that I gained through.
Wow. And you took part in the Businessathon recently. How was your experience with that?
Businessathon was something like, I had ideas all around me. Every day I get up, I have multiple ideas, and the next day I forget everything and I just come up with something other. So Businessathon was something that helped me to jot down those ideas into a sheet, because I think that strategy sheets helped me a lot, because when you have an idea, you should have a plan to implement it. I always had ideas to take it forward, but I never had a plan to implement it. So now, though I have not implemented much, I can tell that I have a plan. So now my next step is to implement it. Earlier, I didn't have a plan at all. I was just making beautiful clothes and then I was just selling it. For me, that was my passion. But to take your passion to the next level of business, you need to sit back and have a plan for it. And I feel that I'm quite grateful to have joined this academy, because at least I have everything right now to implement. Earlier, I didn't have anything in hand. So I had gathered up all the ideas, and now I'm more organized. Every day I get up and I know that what has to be done, what can be done by me, what should be outsourced. Earlier it was like I was a sole person. I was making everything. I used to take it to the exhibits. I used to have conversations with consumers. Obviously, I gained a lot of insights through that. But at a different stage, it is necessary to have a plan and to decide what should be done by ourselves, what can be outsourced. So these things, I had a great insight from this academy.
Wow, great. Anupama, so I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper into outsourcing. Right now
Yes.
in your business, what are the things that you are outsourcing? Uh, and I understand it's not instant. You've been in the business for a while. So at
Yes.
this stage, what all are you outsourcing to make life easier for you?
See, yes, for me earlier I used to design, I used to make the patterns, I used to craft those dresses, and then I used to take them to the exhibits. So now what I have done is I make the design, I kept it a little more organized, and I got in a person to manufacture and everything. So I to convert my designs into garments so that I have stock ready when I am ready with a place to exhibit, or if I have a show, I can plan accordingly because I know that so and so much of stock is ready with me to do a second show. So this helped me out. So at least outsourcing of the manufacturing is done for me now. So now it's the next step to scale it up, because when I'm sitting out to manufacture the products to hang it, obviously that is my passion. I love to do make dresses, I love to sew, but that always doesn't help us to take it forward. So at least one step it is settled for me now. So maybe I can concentrate more on the other side of the business.
True, true, true. So what all platforms are you or currently available on online? What all social media platforms or any websites that you are available on?
Yeah. So I am currently on Instagram and Facebook. My website is under construction, as actually there are a lot of things I learned from this academy, that I felt that I've done a lot of mistakes. I already had a website, so I went back to the drawing board. I'm making a lot of changes in terms of branding, and in terms of product. Yes, obviously I'm not much into changing my product line, but I already have a plan to introduce a women's wear segment, because whenever I have mothers coming in to my stall, they always ask me, do you have the same size in our same dresses in a women's category? So I felt that that there is definitely a scalability there to enter into the women's segment. So I'm still back to my drawing board. I'm working on my branding, rebranding this, and I'll be back with my new website.
Perfect. We look forward to it, and we'll put the link for your website, the upcoming website, and your social media handles in the description of the video. So
Sure.
somebody who's watching, they can definitely check your product range out, and they can reach out to you from those platforms as well. So
Yes,
Anupama,
thank you.
I wanted to ask you, when you got started, I mean, I understand you have, when you started with these exhibitions and all, one common question that I get a lot from people is the cost of investing in these exhibitions. So, anything that you would like to kind of say to that? Because that's where a lot of people hold themselves back, because a lot of exhibitions are expensive, or they're not able to
Yes.
generate funds for it. So, what would you like to say to them?
Keeping in mind about my product line and my kind of margins, I started from a very small exhibit.
Okay.
Very small exhibit, and I got a confidence that I can sell so much within that number of customers who come into the stall. So you can understand from the walk-ins that come into your stall, you can understand that how many pieces are being sold with that number of people, what is your conversion rate, and then you can scale up to the bigger exhibits rather than shooting out for the bigger exhibit one shot. Like Sunday Soul Santi here is quite expensive, but yes, you should understand that stall costs can never go down. So you should make your products or keep that many number of products to you should be able to sell that many number of products to make up that cost, because when the stall costs are bigger, there is an advantage that most of these flea markets have good number of walk-ins coming in. So it depends upon how unique your product is and how many products you have in your stall that your customers can come and buy. So that number of product ranges will also help. So I felt that that is one point, because earlier my age group was just from 1 to 6-year-old. Then I felt that there are a lot more people coming for the other categories. So I expanded my age group to 14 years. So that ways I don't miss out on any people, any customers coming in and asking for a bigger age group. And for other cases, I do take customized orders so that I don't miss out on anybody in any case for the customer. So I make sure that I cater to all the customers coming into my stall. I don't leave anybody thinking that I don't have a product for them. I'm always open to opportunities. So I felt that that helped me to take up bigger exhibits.
Great. Yeah, that's a great tip. Have a larger mix of products.
Yes.
Which will ensure that you cover the cost of the exhibition, and at the same time also have like some customized sections as well, so that nobody leaves empty-handed.
Exactly.
Wow.
Agreed, because the stall costs are high because there is larger number of walk-ins and there are larger number of other categories also. So it is necessary that you have a complete mix of categories within your niche so that you don't miss out on anything. So this is the same thing that when I came across the women's care, the women's wear query about people asking whether I have a women's category in the same styling. So I felt that that is definitely a scalability point, because obviously women are coming into my stall to get products, so I can cater to them. So just that you have to work in your niche. That is the point.
Got it. Any last message that you would want to give to somebody who's just getting started?
Join the academy.
Thank you so much.
Because why I'm telling you is when I worked before, I was working without a mentor. Because when you have a mentor coming in, you have a different dimension of your thoughts. You have you have a place where you can clear up all your queries. So it makes easier to do rather than doing multiple trial and error. It is easier to do from people who have already succeeded in doing that. So in that ways I felt, and we have lovely group of academy members that you just hop into the Discord. Even if you're silent, you can get a lot of inputs from the academy members. So I feel that it is always necessary to be into some of these groups so that you are constantly updated and you feel that you are not left out or you are alone in this battle, definitely. So I feel that it's always good to have a mentor. And I think a mentor like you is always a blessing, because a person who can go to the grassroots level and make us understand about how to think. So that is one thing that I really appreciate in you, Shreya.
Thank you so much, Anpama, and thank you so much for being a part of the community. It's vibrant women like you who make this community come alive and help me.
Thank you.
And that's where the real essence of the whole community is, where people come together, not just for themselves, but with the hope and with this thing that to grow as a community together. And that is what is so important. So thank you so much, Anpama, for joining me today. And those of you who are watching us, please go give some love to her platforms. The links are there in the description below. And if you would like to join my free training or to learn how you can build a brand for your business, I'm going to put the schedule and the link for that in the description box below as well. And I would love to see you live. And with that, we are going to take your leave. Thanks so much for being here.